And welcome back. Counselors, alternate counselors, members of the Board of Chancellors and Council Steering Committee, chapter officers, ACR members, residents, and guests. I want to welcome you all once again to the ACR 2015, the Crossroads of Radiology, and the 92nd annual meeting of the American College of Radiology. First, I would like to recognize all our members who are now or in the past have served in our armed forces. Please rise. On behalf of the college, we want to extend our pride and gratitude to every one of you. All right, please be seated. Thank you. This is the council's annual meeting, and we, the speaker and vice speaker, are your elected representatives. As with previous speakers, Dr. Harrington and I have continued to prioritize innovation and communication with you, our constituents. The council meeting is part of the enlarged ACR 2015 meeting, and it is now referred to as a governance pathway. On the website, Download Central, this is where you will find resources for all information related to our council meeting. 4 podcasts are now available to review online to provide an overview to the annual council meeting, our ACR governance structure, parliamentary procedure, and the ACR's election system. These materials were made available prior to the meeting and can be accessed via our governance web page. This is your council and your college. We want you to be prepared to participate. This body meets for 3 days every year. In the interim, you are represented by the Council Steering Committee, a collective of 22 individuals representing our college membership in geography, subspecialty, practice type, and demographics. In recent years, the CSC has taken on more issues and responsibilities, and in 2015, we've worked on both new and ongoing projects in preparation for this meeting and to support the college at large. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the current chair and vice chair for not only encouraging but facilitating the work of the CSC and our collaborations with the Board of Chancellors. In 2014, the college developed and approved a new strategic plan and expanded the format of our annual meeting. CSC members took an active role in charting the future course for the organization. Last year, the CSC developed its first mission statement to clarify its role within the college. The mission statement of the Council Steering Committee is to be the representative voice of the ACR membership by facilitating and developing ACR policy. The bylaws and current traditions hold that the 5 key roles of the CSC include, but are not limited to, facilitating the approval process for practice parameters and technical standards, developing and managing resolutions for the annual meeting, planning the governance part of the meeting, liaisoning with chapters and societies and the Board of Chancellors. This year, we found innovative ways to enhance our traditional work to the benefit of our council, ACR members, and the radiology profession. The CSC members were fully engaged in the development of policy resolutions covering a broad range of topics as part of a See One, Do One, and Teach One initiative in 2014. The goal of this initiative was to show leadership in promoting the role of the CSC to the council and chapters and to encourage them to submit policy resolutions for the annual governance meeting. A total of 12 policy resolutions developed by the CSC have been put forward to the council for consideration at this meeting. And in a nod to an appreciation of the collaborative work of our legislative and executive branches, 8 of the 12 resolutions are jointly sponsored by the CSC and the Board of Chancellors. Beyond developing those resolutions, we also contributed to the development of new board policies and internal procedure documents to help provide clarity, transparency, and effective communication between the BOC, the CSC, and the Council. As with prior speakers and CSC work groups, we have continued to improve liaison outreach by developing resources, facilitating enhancements to the IT-based outreach and data analytic tools, and using liaison feedback to be responsive to you, our chapter and society representatives. To improve our effectiveness and engage the full council, we adopted a new approach to our outreach. and with CSC members connecting to the full delegation of chapter and society counselors and alternates rather than just the officers. The feedback that our CSC members received was utilized to develop resources so we could provide information regarding current ACR activities and CSC initiatives on a regular basis to inform the council and address areas of concern. We also continue to increase communication to improve the governance outreach and orientation for society counselors and alternate counselors. The CSC has long been an advocate for IT-enabled projects. This year, we contributed to the continued development and use of ACR's audience response system at this meeting and piloting the ACR 2015 mobile app, the use of Twitter at the open mic session, and the vetting of collaboration tools for use by the college. In an effort to further inform our membership, CSC members, led by Richard Gunderman, have drafted a series of 3 JACR articles in press to provide background on the college governance and specific roles of the council, chapters, CSC, and BOC. Also, in follow-up to the 3 open mic sessions held during the AMCLC last year, an article was published in the February 2015 issue of JACR. We plan to do the same for an open mic session that is held this year. The motivation for all of our efforts has been to provide resources and information for you, our council, and leaders, and also to provide further your ability to engage in policy making for our college and to participate in this meeting. We have been fully engaged in planning the governance pathway for the 2015 meeting, analyzing feedback from our 2014 evaluations and phone outreach. We have once again developed a moderated open mic session to engage attendees in discussion of the challenges we face in our practice. We will offer Social Media 102 following on the success of the 2014 session and have worked with IT staff to expand the concept of Happy Hour into a dedicated booth providing IT support throughout the meeting. Through coordinated efforts with the Board of Chancellors and ACR staff, the CSC has taken an active role in promoting the meeting and providing orientation for both returning and new attendees. And for the past 2 years, the Vice Speaker and I have provided an optional caucus leaders conference call to prepare for the council meeting, addressing procedural concerns and any questions about the resolutions. We continue to offer a variety of council resources online and developed a webinar as part of the newly launched Chapter Leadership Advancement Series, or Town Hall, to provide an overview of the ACR Council and this new meeting. The webinar was offered live in March and then made available online for all meeting attendees. I want to acknowledge the chairs of the CSC work groups who provided guidance and leadership for specific areas of focus this past year. Those are Dr. Jackie Bello, Dr. Richard Strax, Dr. Joe Cernigliaro, and Dr. Sanjay Shetty. More detailed information on the work of the CSE in the form of work group summary reports can be made available on the website. I want to extend my gratitude to the outstanding efforts of the 2014-2015 Council Steering Committee, and in particular to our Vice Speaker, Bill Harrington. It has been my privilege to work with such a talented group. Their dedication in serving the college and you, the Council, is inspirational. I thank them and our wonderful governance staff, Trina Madison, Lauren Alfaro, Tom Hoffman, and Brad Short. Please join me in extending appreciation for their service. It takes a village. And on a personal note, I would like to acknowledge my family and the family members of all of our leaders who provide support and encouragement as we take time away from them to serve our college. Yeah. I would now like to recognize members of the ACR 2015 Planning and Program Committee for their work in planning this meeting. Our governance activities retain a central role, and your participation is extremely important to the work of the college. However, when our council is not in session, I encourage you to attend the excellent educational sessions that are taking place, and if you have not done so already, consider purchasing the virtual meeting to access the full meeting content for the next 12 months. This evening is the annual ACR Fellowship Convocation. The convocation is a highlight of this meeting. Please make plans to attend. There will be a reception immediately after the ceremony located in Exhibit Hall A. I would like to take a moment to ask those who will receive the distinction of Fellow of the American College of Radiology this evening to please rise. Congratulations to you and your families. Thank you. Our honorary fellows are Dr. Luis Bonoso Bach of Spain and Dr. Valentin Sinitsyn of Russia. This year's gold medal recipient is Dr. Carl Bogardus Jr. And Dr. Donald F. Levante, J.D., will receive the ACR Distinguished Achievement Award. Tomorrow morning, the ACR elections will open at 7 a.m. We are continuing to use the electronic election process that debuted in 2013. Desktop computers will be available for voting in the Park Tower Room 8212, located on this level. You can also vote remotely anywhere in the hotel via the ACR website. The elections are limited to counselors and appropriately credentialed alternates. On behalf of the college and the council, we would like to extend our congratulations and gratitude to all of this year's candidates for participating in the election process. Tomorrow morning will include several reports on ACR activities. The reference committee work will begin at approximately 9 a.m. All resolutions contained in Download Central on the ACR governance website will be presented for discussion. Electronic amendments can be submitted via the website or at the amendment stations located in the registration area. Remember, all amendments must be accompanied by oral testimony at the reference committee open hearings. The Council Steering Committee approved a late resolution in advance of the meeting, number 57, sponsored by the Board of Chancellors. This resolution was distributed to the Council by email and can be found online. The resolution is now the business of the Council and has been referred to the Reference Committee for. The Economics Forum will convene tomorrow afternoon. The moderator will be Geraldine McGinty, Chair of the Economics Commission. The featured presentation for this year's forum is Delivery System Reform, to be presented by guest speaker Dr. Patrick Conway, who is CMS's Deputy Administrator for Innovation and Quality. In addition to Dr. Conway's presentation, the forum will include reports from the Commission's various areas of expertise. Tomorrow morning, Dr. James H. Thrall will deliver the Morton Lecture, entitled Imaging in the Era of Precision Medicine. Immediately following the Morton Lecture, we will feature an open microphone session on structured reporting and communicating recommendations. This session will be moderated by CSE members Eric Stern and Catherine Everett. We have asked the presenters to be brief so that you as members will have plenty of opportunity to participate in this session. On Tuesday afternoon, we will have the Reference Committee reports. The reports will be made available electronically on Monday, immediately following completion of the closed Reference Committee sessions. Attendees will be notified via email and text message when each Reference Committee report is posted to the website. Counselors wishing to receive guidance on parliamentary procedure in advance of Tuesday afternoon's closed session can once again take advantage of the Speaker's Hour. Speaker's Hour will be held beginning at 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning. You are invited to meet informally with me, the Vice Speaker, and our parliamentarian here in the ballroom before Council convenes. After the Reference Committee reports are completed, we will invite our legislative team on Tuesday afternoon to provide a legislative update and in preparation for Wednesday's Capitol Hill visits. Advocacy is a critical part of the college. The meetings with our congressional representatives and their aides are an important part of our government relations program. Please plan to attend. We need your continued participation in our advocacy programs when you return home through participation in the Facility Visitation Program and the Radiology Advocacy Network. This is your ACR delegation to the AMA, or American Medical Association. These individuals do an admirable job to promote, advance, and defend radiology before the AMA. Please join me in recognizing their efforts with a round of applause. I I would also like to welcome the resident and fellow section. Please stand. Hopefully some of them are here. You're awesome. These are our future leaders in the college and in our practices. There are 350 RFS attendees this year, and greetings to all. Please be seated. Thanks. Residents who are attending their first ACR annual meeting are wearing a blue badge. Please take the time to reach out and welcome them. We greatly appreciate your participation in this meeting and look forward to each of you being active in the college. Dr. Charlie Grimes of Maine is serving as chairman of the Tellers Committee. His committee will oversee the elections during the meeting and provide assistance in ensuring that our council convenes on time. We are continuing to use the ACR Enterprise automated response system to confirm a quorum. Counselors, if you have not done so already, please log in to the ARS system to confirm your presence. Is it working? Okay. The Credentials Committee ensures that the proper credentials of the council and determines the presence of a quorum in order to conduct the council's business. At this time, I would like to call on the chairman of the Credentials Committee, Dr. Robert Rappaport of New York, to provide the credentials report.
Madam Speaker, we have a quorum.
Wonderful, thank you. I draw your attention to the standing rules found on the website. These rules were developed to both expedite and ensure equitability in our proceedings. Each year, the speaker reviews and, if necessary, updates these rules. This year, the CSE has reviewed and endorsed the standing rules without significant change. We will now take up the consideration of the standing rules. The rules provide guidance for participation in reference committee open hearings and the consideration of reference committee reports. Is there objection to adopting the standing rules? Hearing none, they are adopted. We will now consider the 2014 ACR Council Minutes. Are there any corrections? Is there any objection to adopting the Council Minutes? Hearing none, the minutes of the 2014 Council Minutes are approved. Please note that these minutes include those of the ACRA meeting from last year. Those minutes will be considered when we convene the ACR Council meeting on Tuesday afternoon. The Policy Progress Report will now be considered. This report is submitted to update the Council on actions taken on approved resolutions. Per the adoption of Resolution 40 at the 2013 AMCLC, beginning in December of that year, more frequent policy progress reports have been provided to the Council. Past reports are available online. The April 2015 report, available in your agenda materials, provides an update on resolutions whose implementation is still in progress and being tracked by the Council Steering Committee. Are there objections to filing this year's reports? Hearing no objections, the Policy Progress Report will be filed. The 2005 sunset policies are also listed in the agenda materials. Absent objection, those policies will be sunset in accordance with Article 5, Section 10 of the ACR College Bylaws. Are there objections? Hearing none, the 2005 sunset policies are hereby sunset. The Council will convene promptly at 8 a.m. tomorrow in this ballroom. We will be holding the reference committee sessions in sequential order. I will conclude with a few brief comments about our role as healthcare practitioners and members of this great college. We all share a common purpose to improve our practices in the care of patients. We are all in this together, and regardless of where we sit, we all need a strong college, one that is well prepared to be radiology's champion in advocacy and government relations, economics, and quality and safety. That's why we're here. That's what this meeting is all about, determining policy for the college. Your voice matters, so let's hear from you. To the members of the council and the college, this is your meeting, this is your ACR. Welcome to the Crossroads of Radiology and the 2015 meeting.